All right, so we will get started, and my goal is just to ask questions that come through. As you do have questions, feel free to put them into the chat bar, or you can send a chat privately to me, and I will ask our panel if you'd like your question to be anonymous. So we are happy to answer any questions that you have, and it is your opportunity to ask an Augie student. But before we do so, I'm going to have our students introduce themselves and share a little bit more about them.
Hi guys, I'm Bailey Bambrick. I'm from Washington, Illinois. I'm a junior here at Augie. I'm a communication sciences and disorders major. And my favorite memory at Augie would probably be Slew Fest, which is our music festival that we have last year when we got to see Bryce Vine.
Hey guys, I'm Peyton Couch. I'm a junior from Ottawa, Illinois. I have a double major in pre-medicine and neuroscience. And I would say my favorite memory is just anytime that I get to spend just some time with my friends and just hang out. Yeah.
Hey guys, my name's Mia. I am a senior this year. I'm from Geneva, Illinois. I am a double major in geography and multimedia journalism and mass communications. And my favorite memory at Augustana probably has to be, one of them is presenting my SI and just like the feeling of finishing up all my research and being able to present it.
Hey, Michonne, you're gonna have to unmute yourself so we can hear you.
Okay, I thought I did. Okay, I'm unmuted.
There we go.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Michonne. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I'm a rising sophomore at Augustana, majoring in teaching chemistry. And my favorite memory from Augustana is during our PACE Multicultural Mentorship Program, an early program to help underrepresented students transition in from high school to college. So.
Hi, I'm Selena Ripple. I'm a junior. Oh, I'm gonna be a senior. Wow, that's scary. But I am double majoring in business admin marketing as well as graphic design. And my favorite memory at Augustana was probably being one of the lucky few who got to go into the old main dome. So that's like the iconic campus building, and the dome is like basically the highest part on our campus, and you can see like all of the Quad Cities from it, and it's a really cool experience. So if you come here and get to do that, it's really awesome.
Hi everyone, my name is Lukas Simon. I'm a senior at Augustana. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, double majoring in accounting and business management information systems. I'll probably say my favorite memory at Augustana was having the opportunity last summer to travel with the basketball team overseas to Italy, France, and Spain for about 10 days. That was kind of made possible by Augie Choice. So we'll probably talk about that later in the panel as well, but yeah.
And my name is Kaitlyn. I'm a junior here at Augustana from Mundelein, Illinois, and I'm majoring in political science and multimedia journalism and mass communication. And my favorite memory from Augustana is probably being able to travel to Brazil this past January, which was just an absolutely incredible experience.
Awesome. All right. I think that is everybody, right? All right. So I do have a question here, and I'm not sure if any of our students know more. I do know more, so I can answer, but I will let you answer if you can. We have a student who would like to know more about the pre-nursing program and the agreement we have with Trinity College. So does anybody know enough about or want to talk about some of our pre-health professions, specifically in nursing? No? All right, not a problem. So yes, Augustana does offer a dual degree program with the Trinity College of Nursing, as well as have paths for students to pursue other BSN or Masters of Science in Nursing programs at other accredited institutions. The relationship with Trinity is unique because students can complete both a BA and a BSN within 5 years, or they can complete a BA and MSN within 6 years. Students will complete some summer courses between junior and senior year at Augustana, return for their senior year to complete their remaining credits for graduation, and then complete a 15-month, very extensive and in-depth accelerated BSN program at the Trinity College of Nursing, which is just a couple of miles from campus, right next to the Unity Point Health Center here in Rock Island. So definitely a unique opportunity for students who want to get into health, but maybe have a specific interest within the nursing field. And then there's mention about a new building. Although nursing won't be housed, or classes now housed specifically within the Lindbergh Center, any of our student athletes or anyone involved in health sciences want to talk about the Lindbergh Center and what that's going to entail?
Yeah, so there's going to be a new building planning, I think, to be built next spring or sometime next year. And it's going to house the new swimming pool that we have. It's also going to house classes or classrooms for majors like public health and kinesiology. And I think that it's just going to be, I'm really looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to be a great building.
It is. It's very exciting. We just had a campus update for our alumni and friends of the college this past week, because construction is well underway. Our faculty are kind of excited during this time because I guess one of the good things, if there are any, about students being away is that we're going to have a lot of this building done by the time they get back this fall. So they've left campus and they saw trees and grass in an area, and they're going to come back to campus and there are going to be 4 walls and a roof up. So we're very excited for students to see that. And I did share a link about the building there in the group chat. We have another question. Before I do that, I did forget to let students know we're going to do a t-shirt drawing during our session today. So make sure you stay until the end and we'll announce the winner of our t-shirt drawing, and we'll get that t-shirt sent to you. But students, how easy is it to meet with or contact your professors outside of class?
I could take this one. So for me, I would say, whenever I have a problem with, classes, or like, I'm specifically an accounting major, like I can email my professors. They have specific set hours where I can come in like anytime during the day and ask them the questions. But a lot of times, like if you email them, like they'll set up like specific appointments to meet with you outside of class. And for now, like especially during distance learning, my professors are really willing to accommodate me and like set up like Google Hangout meetings and help me whenever possible. So they've been really helpful with that as well.
Anybody else want to chime in with maybe a story or something unique that maybe you wouldn't see at another school or a bigger school?
So I can talk to this for a little bit. So all of my professors have been very helpful and always very open to communication. But one professor in particular that I have, she's absolutely my favorite. I love Mindy. But she is so nice. So she teaches some business classes, and I had asked her to like look over a resume. So it wasn't even for class, but it was something that was just personal. And I had asked her to look over it, and she was like, I asked her over the weekend. So I expected like, oh, maybe a week or something. And she's like, oh, I'll get it done first thing Monday morning. And Monday morning, there's an email from her in my inbox from 5:30 in the morning. It was like first thing she woke up and did that. Like it was a priority for her. And I love that. I honestly didn't even believe that, but I have professors like that are like that fast at responding to things like that. And that wasn't even class related. So when it comes to class stuff, they're honestly even better. So I've had great experiences with my professors.
I'm assuming, Selena, you didn't read that email at 5:30 in the morning though, probably?
No, I did not.
All right, okay.
I was not up that early.
All right. Another good question here. What do you do for fun? What fun things are there to do on campus, off campus? Let us know.
Yeah, so one of the offices that we have on campus is actually called the Office of Student Life, or the OSL. And so this office plans events throughout the entire year. There's an event every single weekend, ranging from comedians to concerts to movie nights to Bingo nights. Bingo's a really big thing in Augustana, but it's free to play and you can win up to like $100. So there's always something to do on campus every single weekend. And so honestly, you know, I don't really get off campus that much because there's just always so much to do with friends and so many events to go to. You're never bored. The problem will never be that you don't have enough to do. It will be that you have too much to do.
And that leads me into plugging Greek Life, because that is within the Office of Student Life and Leadership. So if you have any questions about that, you can email me and I'll put it in the chat. But Greek Life is a part of the Office of Student Life and Leadership, and there's just always a whole bunch of events going on for Greek Life too. So, yeah.
Here's a good question. So the majority of our panelists are either graduating seniors or rising seniors. And Michonne, I will have a question for you too, so you hold on. But for you graduating and rising seniors, what do you know now that you wish you would have known about, maybe, obviously college life, but maybe about Augustana life and your Augustana experience? What do you wish you would have known then that you know now? It can be something really plain and simple too. Like, don't drink too much pop or something like that, like whatever.
Yeah, so I can start that one off. I guess one thing I wish I knew like then that like I guess I know now would be just to like branch out and get involved with like as many clubs as possible. Like maybe even like clubs that like you like don't think you would ever like think about joining. Is that just kind of like a good way to branch out and like meet as many people as possible? Because that's just kind of who you're around most of the time. Being that it's like a small campus, but like big enough to where you get that big campus feel where like you can just meet as many people, you know, as you know, as what's the word? Yeah, as you can do. So yeah.
Anyone else?
I think going off of that too, just kind of being able to just kind of put yourself out there and maybe be open to kind of meeting a lot more people. I know when I was a freshman, I was going into it, I was a little bit overwhelmed with all of the people living on my floor and like your group, your peer network group, and just kind of like worried about finding a group of friends that I would really like. And I think now I would want to kind of put myself out there even more than I did and kind of go to that floor meeting and go to dinner with everyone on my floor and just kind of hang out with everyone. I mean, definitely now we're on distance learning, but just kind of like doing a lot of more activities and not maybe like staying within your room and things like that.
And kind of to piggyback off that, I wish I would have known it's okay if you don't find your group of people your freshman year. Like it took me, like I was one of those people. I put myself out there. I joined a bunch of stuff and I had friends, but I didn't find like that group of people that I was like, wow, this is it, until like my sophomore year. That was when I kind of found the people that I was like, oh wow, like this is what it's like, you know? So it's okay. Freshman year you don't find that group of people immediately your first week. So it's okay. It takes time and it should. So yeah.
I think to go off of that, I completely agree with what Selena said, but also just try and meet as many people as you can and befriend as many different people as you can. There are just so many incredible people at Augustana, all with different backgrounds and perspectives and different personalities. And so, you know, find friends in a lot of different friend groups, a lot of different friends that, I don't know, just all think differently about the world, because everyone has, you know, kind of a unique perspective to offer.
Awesome. Thank you guys. And any of you could answer this, but I want Michonne to answer this one because you began your college journey not even 9 months ago, or just about 9 months ago. So what surprised you at this point? Like what was the biggest transition? Like what surprised you most about Augustana over this last 9 months?
Yeah, wow, these 9 months have went by really quickly. You know, you gotta be really counting. But I guess one of the biggest surprises that have been presented by Augustana thus far is just the ecosystem of support that's available, you know, throughout your ongoing experience as a student at Augustana. I think while we've transitioned to distance learning and just accommodating to online instruction, I've had a really strong group of supportive instructors that have still shown that investment and belief in my success at Augustana. So that's been the most beautiful part, being able to attend college, enjoy the campus life, but being in a space where you feel supported everywhere you go. I always tell people that while you may not be friends with all 2,500 Augustana students, I've never had an experience on campus where a student has not offered help if you've needed it or expressed an interest for help. You don't have to know them, be their friend. They're willing to help you in a situation or whatever you need when needed. So that's been the most beneficial experience. And I don't think you can really find that everywhere, especially, you know, at a much larger school. But us being 2,500, we definitely support each other and want each other to succeed at Augustana.
Awesome. Thank you, Michonne. That's great. Clearly, with this group of panelists, we have a very active group of people, both on the campus community and outside of the campus community. How did you get involved, or how did you become inspired to get involved with the things that you do on campus?
Okay, I can speak a little bit to this one. So when I was like first deciding on Augustana, I was like super pessimistic about it, which I really shouldn't have been, because once I got there, I witnessed the community that is there, just how we talked about it. And I am a first generation student, so it was crazy to like come to a school where Greek life was such a big thing, and I really had to push myself like out of my comfort zone to try something different and to do something new, regardless of maybe what I thought my family might think about it. I didn't know we never really talked about that kind of stuff in my house, so I didn't know, I was making a decision on my own for myself, and that was one of the first times I had to do that. And yeah, I guess just I pushed myself out of my comfort zone, and I joined a group of people that really just believed in me, and we all believed in each other, and it just kind of pushed me into a leadership role that I really wouldn't have been able to get to if I didn't have such a supportive group of people around me.
I'd like at least a couple other perspectives on this one too, because you're all involved in different things too, so that's important. You know what, here, I want to specifically, because we have our president and vice president-elect, Kaitlyn and Peyton, for student government. So just talk about how that experience kind of came and that all came together.
Yeah, well, so for me, I got involved in student government my first year at Augustana, actually because I went to the activities fair during welcome week, and I was, super excited to join clubs, but for whatever reason, I was just super intimidated to go up to the student government table, and I walked by the table 2 or 3 times. And the president and the vice president at the time, I think, noticed this awkward freshman just walking back and forth, and so they actually flagged me down, and they were like, "Come here, come learn about us." And I was like, "Oh my God." And then I went up there, and I just, looking back, was so thankful that they took the time to just speak with me for 5 minutes about what the organization was, because that honestly made all the difference. And now, I'm here going into my senior year, going into it as president of the student body, and I couldn't have ever imagined that would happen. But it was really just the upperclassmen in all kinds of different organizations taking the time to say, "Give this a try this out, come with me to this event, you should try it, you should take on this leadership role," which is, again, going back to the entire campus being supportive of everyone. That is everywhere you go.
Yeah, and just to kind of build off of that, I actually didn't get involved with SGA until this school year. And before that, I saw my friends in SGA and everyone that was the presidents at the time and everyone that was on the executive board, and I really just looked up to them, and I just wanted to kind of follow in their footsteps. So when Kaitlyn reached out to me over I think it was like February or March, about running for president and vice president. I agreed right away because I wanted to take that opportunity. And now we're here. So I'm looking forward to next year.
I think everybody is. You guys are going to do great things for the campus. So you already are. So even if it's remotely, you're still doing great things. All right, a couple other questions here. Oh, this is interesting. I know we're getting into summertime, but we have a question about kind of the Christmas and holiday season at Augustana. So what different events happen around that time of year that students can either go to or get involved with?
Christmas at Augustana.
Talk about it.
So Christmas at Augustana is a concert, and it's the Augie Choir and the Jenny Lind and the Concert Chorale. So all three choirs at Augustana. The Augustana Symphony Orchestra, the I think it's brass, the brass band, and there's like some bell ringing and all kinds of stuff, and it's just one big concert of like all the musicians basically ever at Augustana, and we all get together and we play all sorts of Christmas carols and that kind of thing. Sometimes solo ensemble, sometimes the whole group, which is really, really cool. And then we play like this crazy Joy to the World at the end of every single concert, and it is always a big hit, and it's so much fun, and it sells out both. We do 2 concerts, it sells out both times. People from the community come, students come to support each other. It's a really cool, magical thing.
Are there any, given the fact that, yes, Augustana is rooted in the Lutheran tradition, and we were founded by Lutheran missionaries and pastors here on campus, but we have a very diverse student body and students who don't come from those backgrounds or those traditions. Maybe during that time of year, do you or any of your friends or just classmates take part in other traditions on campus or off campus? No?
Yes.
So
one thing that one thing that Campus Ministries offers, and there are a couple events that Campus Ministries offers, again, for several different faiths, but one that they offer is we actually get to go to a field trip to a local historical chapel, 30 minutes off of Augustana's campus. And just the whole night is you just sing carols in this chapel with a lot of the music faculty at Augustana, and obviously people from Campus Ministries. But it's just such a fun event. The president speaks at it every year, and you get cookies and hot chocolate after. So it's a really fun event. You just sing the whole time.
And that is the Jenny Lind Chapel she's referring to down in Andover, Illinois, which is, yes, about a 30-minute drive from campus. And that is a really fun event. I'd also say that every year we do a tree lighting ceremony out in the quad behind Old Main. So President Ball's, and typically, I guess this next year, right, it'll be you, Kaitlyn, right, involved? Isn't it usually SGA that helps out with that too? We do a large lighting of a Christmas tree. So that's a fun event too for students. So I know we have students involved in varsity athletics and intramurals. So let's say that you love to play tennis, but you're not sure if you want to do varsity or intramurals, or you're doing other sports and you're not sure. What options do students have at Augie?
Yeah, I can talk about this. So we also have club sports on campus. We don't actually have a specific tennis club sport, but we do have tennis courts, and we also, at our recreation center, we have an opportunity where you can request a court, and you can come in and we can set up the court for you, so you can play tennis indoors as well. But just in general, I know when I was coming into Augie, I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue playing basketball, and I really liked that they had club sports and intramural sports as an option. I joined the women's club basketball, and it was really fun because it was a lot more laid back, and I just enjoyed kind of getting to meet people through that, especially as a freshman. I met a lot of different people, and then through intramurals, I got to it was a little bit more competitive, and still just a lot of fun. So there's definitely a lot of options if you're kind of in between those two.
Cool.
And
Ooh.
also kind of, oh yeah, and also kind of going off that, like I play varsity basketball, but I also help ref IM basketball games, so that kind of helps me get involved, kind of outside of the varsity athletic scene. And also like a lot of the other refs, like they don't play varsity basketball as well, so like even if you wanted to do that, you can get involved with that also. And IMs also offers like you the opportunity to, like, if you want to ref like flag football or like softball games too, that's like a cool way to kind of just like get involved in like the whole IM scene and just kind of still be in like a competitive scene and just try to also get involved with that too.
I'd like to hop in on this one real quick because my freshman year, I actually came in and I was on the varsity track team, and it was a lot of fun, but it was also a lot of work, and it was a huge time commitment. So I decided to step away from that and do something else, but I knew I still wanted to do something active. So I ended up joining club soccer, and I wasn't sure how it was going to be because I had never done like a club sport or anything like that before. But it's super fun. It's super casual, but like we still get to do stuff. So like I know our club team, we go and we play a league in the local quad cities in the winter. So it's like an indoor league. So we still get to go. We have games. We go play against other teams, and it's a lot of fun. And I know other club teams do that too. Like the volleyball team, they go to like the national tournament like every year, which is like super insane, but they're really good. So if you don't know what you want to do, but you want to do something that's fun, and if you don't want to commit to a club sport or intramurals or something, the school does offer a bunch of like fitness classes and other stuff, and the gym's always open to students for free. So if you want to be active but you're not sure how, there's tons of different options.
Awesome. Thank you. I'd say about this time for everyone, students are eager to be around other people, and especially our first year students being in a community and being in a residence hall for the first time for many of them. So for you that are still in a residence hall or those that were in one at one point, what's been your least favorite thing? So let's start with the if there is anything bad, we'll get rid of that first. But then to talk about your favorite aspects of residential life at Augie.
Community showers. I mean, the first year, it's kind of cool, you know, like, oh, I'm sharing the space with all these people. But by your like second, or like some people even do it a third year in some exceptions, it gets a little tiring. So eventually it's nice to move on from that. And we have a kind of a transitional model. So generally you have an option your sophomore year if you don't want to have community showers. There are other residential options. And then junior year, most people are out of the dorm, so they don't have to do that. But that is probably my least favorite part, but it doesn't last super long if you don't want it to.
One of our male students want to talk about their experience. And Michonne, you were in the thick of it this year, so let us know.
Yeah, I guess I'll give my experience. I would echo that statement about enjoying the community showers, communal side. That was not my favorite part. But one positive thing about it this year, I will say, was the ILE program with the Office of Residential Life, which offers a thematic focus for students living on a certain floor with people that have similar interests and can engage in each other like that. And to me, that was a really interesting experience, being able to live on the floor where all of my FYI peers were on that floor and just being able to collaborate and engage like that. I've created a lot of memorable relationships just by my residential experience and getting to know people outside of class and engaging in other campus activities and things outside of campus. But I would recommend, choose your roommate wisely. I mean, obviously, there's always a great opportunity to be able to get to know people that you've not known or have a different interest than you. But, there are some surprises that can come into place as well. So just be hopeful and positive about it and try to make the best out of an experience that you can ultimately just be reflective on upon the end of the school year.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Another question that just came in about studying. So how much time do you spend studying, and how do you balance your time so it doesn't become overwhelming?
Time management will be your favorite thing. Sorry, Peyton. Do you want to chime in?
No, you can start.
I was just gonna say, like, time management is a huge thing, and I waited until my sophomore year to start using Google Calendar, and before that I wrote everything down in my planner, And I prefer planners that are like this big. I don't know why, like they're not like the full size ones, but you can't fit everything into a planner that size. So it makes it a lot easier to use Google Calendar and just start by putting your classes in there, and then you can start to see, like, you plug your meetings in and you can start to see like the time spaces that you have to do your homework. But I would say like pretty solidly during the week you're almost always studying if you're not in class or in a meeting or at practice or whatever. You're really using just about all of your free time to do homework, do readings, that kind of thing. But just being on top of like your time and the gaps of time that you have between your other commitments. Identifying those is key, I think.
Peyton, anything you wanted to add to that, or did she hit it on the head?
She covered it pretty well.
Yeah. Definitely curious especially for our two seniors, with me and Lukas, because on our call we have other seniors, but seniors in high school who maybe feel like they've been slighted or cheated out of a senior year or part of a senior year this year. And everything's been focused on the negative a lot of the time. But I would love to know what unique experiences or outreach or memorable things have happened during this time that you think maybe wouldn't have happened if you were on campus. We're looking, like I said, we're all trying to look for the positive in what we're experiencing together. And you're unique because, you know, this is a temporary end of the road for this chapter, at least in your life. So what have you maybe just enjoyed?
I would say kind of like a unique part about kind of everything kind of just slowing down is being able to like just kind of take a step back and just kind of like have a broad perspective on like everything that's going on. I mean, you know, a lot of times we're kind of like so busy with everything, and like, you know, life can just be so hectic sometimes, and just kind of being able to like have some patience and just kind of like have like the mindset of like more of like a long-term view of like what else is about to happen, and just kind of like be more forward-looking about it and positive, can really just help get through these times. Especially like if you think about it, like a year from now you'll probably be at Augustana for a lot of the high school seniors, so that's just like a really positive way to kind of look at the situation, and a way that I'm kind of looking at kind of how everything's going down right now. So
You agree, man?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I mean, in the beginning, I don't think I would be alone in saying I really struggled with motivation. And for one of my classes, with the way that everything kind of rolled out, was that I had a paper due like at the end of the first week of being home and working on stuff at school. And my professors have just been super accommodating and understanding of the fact that, you know, we are struggling with motivation. Things are different. Like some people's internet, you know, and that's why, you know, we're taping this for people whose internet may not work super well for them to be here right now with us. But yeah, I actually just turned in that paper a couple of days ago, and like my professors have been super understanding in accommodating and being able to have like some sort of freedom of time, like when you can do your homework and like when you can watch lectures if your teacher taped it. That's been like a super short-term thing that I've been really grateful for, is just the freedom of getting work done. But at the same time, I'm really looking forward to when classes do resume in the fall, that like this year seniors are going to probably, if we're sticking around the area, return quite a bit. So I'm interested to see what like the climate's going to be with some seniors who are kind of coming back for those events that they may not have gotten, especially in the spring, for that sort of closure and stuff. So I don't know.
And I think one of the unique responses to this is going to be our joint homecoming and graduation celebration. So we are pretty darn excited to be able to combine those two really awesome, I just say events. I mean, they're more than events for sure. They're experiences, and they're milestones for so many people. So I think it'll allow our graduating seniors to feel like, all right, this is my opportunity for you know, closure, but just to feel validated in the experience, but also for our alumni and current students to celebrate with them. because they're on campus still and they're doing things, which is great. So they're not home on break when everybody is graduating. So we're excited for that. Maybe at least one more question here. I'll maybe let Selena take this one. Core and Lukas too. How can Core help you prepare for life after college? Specifically asking about like mock interviews and engaging with internships and employers.
Okay. So me and Lukas, I'm in there all the time. So is Lukas. Lukas actually works in there. I just choose to spend my time in there. But I'm a part of a specific subgroup called Edge, and that's kind of how I first started getting involved. But Edge kind of opened me up to all the other parts of Core that I didn't really think about. But there's all kinds of stuff that I've utilized. I've done mock interviews. Oh, my career advisor, she actually moved on to a different job, so I have a new one. But my one that I had my freshman and sophomore year, she actually recorded my mock interview and sent it to me. Not all of them do that, don't worry. But that was something that was actually super helpful for me to actually be able to see myself like in an interview setting. They also do all kinds of things. They print off your resume on nice paper, which actually is worth it. Go do that. If you go to like Pro Fair, which is one of their career things, it's a really huge event where they have tons of employers come. You can go. I actually went, I think, my freshman year just to kind of look around and see what it was. I wasn't really looking for anything in particular, but I did find a lot of interesting stuff and I learned a lot and had a nice experience. Lukas, I know there's tons of stuff I'm missing. You do your spiel.
Yeah, so kind of going off of what Selena said, I guess in the most general sense, Core is just a resource for students to use that can help them, with creating resumes, cover letters, basic job search, graduate school search. So what I do is I work as a career mentor in Core. So I help students. I actually help Selena with a resume. Basically, I just help edit and create resumes and cover letters and then help students with job search. But even Selena can say, so she works in Edge, but like the biggest part about Core is that it's available to all students and it really is what you make of it. You're not like required to come in or like get help. But we have career coaches, like students, myself, and like career coaches, so like professionals that are there to help students with anything. It's like, and like I said, it's really what you make of it. You can come in at any time. I remember coming in a lot my freshman, sophomore year, and it really pays off for students that really utilize that resource to, find a job or, find the right graduate school for them. So it's a really good tool and resource for students to use.
Also, Lisa always has free candy in there, so go stop by. Even if you don't need anything, just say hi and she'll give you candy.
Yeah, so even if you don't want a job or you don't want to go to grad school, come by and get the candy, okay? All right, well, that's great. I think we're gonna take the opportunity now to wrap up. A big thank you to all of our students for sharing their perspective.